Hello lovelies, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 key points that are really going to help you understand human design and why it's really helpful tool in your life and business. We have got no expense spared today and we are going really high tech. I have the 5 post-it notes. So first one, it really helps you to understand. So number 1, helps you understand your unique energy blueprint. And what that means is by understanding your type, your authority, your centers, it's how you're designed to show up in the world. So what that means is that you're not looking at how everybody else is showing up. You're not, following in other people. You're not following other people. You are really connected to what it means to be you. It also means that you understand what it means for you to be in flow. Like the practicality of that, like how does that actually feel in my body? What's my experience when that's happening? And how do I recognize it and how do I get into it? And also how to take aligned action, also to make great decisions and how to really connect with who you are, your pure authentic self. So that's number 1, understanding your unique blueprint of how you're supposed to show up in the world. Number 2. Nearly got the wrong one. Number 2, helps you to understand your purpose and your direction. Now, this is really a massive thing because we can sometimes feel so lost in like, what am I here for? And if you're asking that kind of question, which you probably are because you're watching this video, then you're going to be asking yourself like, what am I here for? What's my purpose? And really finding purpose is really finding what feels aligned to you. And that is all there to be found and discovered using your human design. It also helps you understand what you're naturally gifted at, what people just feel from being around you. So if you're one of those people who finds themselves that people just sit down next to them and tell you their life story, they do that because they feel safe to do that, and that is something to do with your human design. They just feel from you that you're the type of person who will hear them, that will listen, and that they will feel heard by you. You don't do anything to do that. Who else has had that experience, right? So you sat at a bus stop or something and somebody sits down next to you and before you got the bus, you know their life story. That's because they feel it from you. It also helps you to understand your natural strengths. It also helps you to understand the conditioning and the potential blind spots that you have within yourself. That was number 2. Number 3, one of my favorites. It helps you embrace your individuality. So what I love about human design is when I look at somebody's chart, I'm like, look at you. Let me show you who you are, and the nuances and the individuality is literally like looking at a snowflake because every single person is different. Yes, there are common themes. There are common themes amongst if there are 5 types in human design. So depending on your type, obviously that type is all supposed to show up energetically in that way. But the human design is not about one thing. It is about the whole piece. And what I love is when I'm doing readings for people is that there will be a theme start to show up. And that theme is different for everybody. And the nuances of that theme are different for everybody. And so it really helps you to go, oh my God, like, look at me. Look how incredible I am at this. Look how I can see this area of myself and witness it and move with it. Look what the wisdom I've got here. Look at the empowerment I've got here. Look at the magnetism I've got here. So it really, really helps with your self-love game because you're just like, damn, like, look at me. Look at how individual I am. It also makes you appreciate your qualities and appreciate qualities in other people on a much, much more authentic and deeper level. That's number 3. Number 4. Optimize your relationships. So, and here's where I will go slightly deeper into my lane, is that understanding your human design and your positive intelligence really, really, really helps you to understand yourself and yourself in relation to other people and other people in relation to you. And it really gives us a deeper respect, understanding, and allows us to have much deeper empathy and patience with other people. Because once you understand how unique you are, you also understand that everybody else is the same. And that when you come together, so for example, have you ever met somebody and you've just instantly clicked? There is just a energy between the two of you and you're like, we are going to be friends. I mean, I've got lots of people in my life like that. Why? Because I've attracted those people into my life. Like, we've met and we have connected. I don't know anything about that person. They don't know anything about me, but there is a feeling between you. And I know that everybody watching this will have had that experience, that you just met somebody and you're like, this girl or this guy or whatever, this person is my kind of person. And it's not necessarily anything about background or interests or anything, you just get it. So when you have this deep understanding of yourself, you instantly have a much more deeper understanding of other people, and therefore it cannot help but deepen your relationships, especially the relationship between if you've got children, your children and yourself. Understanding your children, how they show up, how they respond to life, how they make decisions, how they're designed to be in the world, gives you a freedom to allow them to be themselves and be less influential over trying to make them do things your way. It really gives you that freedom, and it's been an absolute godsend for me, that. Last point, empowered decision making. Now, how many people struggle to make decisions? Like, how many of you get to a crossroads, or you've got multiple options and you just don't know which way to go? Because the reason you find making decisions so difficult is because you are constantly looking outside yourself for the answer to that question. What would this person do? We ask everybody's opinion. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? What's expected of me? And then you have all the unconscious stuff around, what am I supposed to do? What should I do? You know, what would my mum or my dad approve of? What would my friends have? All this stuff that weighs down our ability to make clear, awesome decisions that are aligned with our fulfillment, our purpose, our reason for being here. So ultimately understanding your human design and understanding your positive intelligence, just again to go fully into my lane, it's next level self-awareness. And one example that I will give before we go is, there is an element of my human design. So in your human design, you have a conscious side and an unconscious side. So there is a side that you are more conscious of. There will be things in your chart that you will be more conscious of. I will speak to you about it, or whoever's talking to you about it will talk about it, and you'll resonate with it. You'll go, oh yeah, that really sounds like me. And then there'll be the unconscious side, which you probably won't resonate with as much. And for me, the most powerful thing for me has been in my profile. So I am a 4/1 emotional generator. The 4 is the one, the part of the chart that is most like your astrology, like the most part that's relevant to that. My 4 is the conscious part of me. And as soon as I read about it and people told me about it, I was like, yes, that's me. I totally get it. The 1 was alien to me. But my faith in the feeling I had around human design and how I kept being pulled back to it gave me enough level of commitment to go, okay, let me just try this on. Let me try this 1 energy on. And there'll be other videos about what that means later. But let me try this on. And when I started to try it on, I instantly felt more confident. It got rid of like conditioning that I had from school, stories that I'd made up about, what I was capable of and who I was and what my limitations were. And the more I learned into it, the more me I became, the more confident I became, the more capable I was of taking on new challenges, because I tried it on and it worked. Because it's part of who I am, I just allowed the story, my experiences, culture, all the reasons, all the things that impact our human being and our story, I let all those things impact. But actually, when I connected to this part of myself, it all became, of course I'm good at that. But I'd not seen it because the story was in the way. So I hope that's been helpful. I hope that you feel inspired to get a reading, and you can DM me to book a reading. or with anybody, but you know, it really does give you these tools. So it's not this, doesn't have to be this woo-woo thing that you don't understand. It's practical. One of the things I really want to do with human design is make it really practical. How do I actually implement this into my life? And it's an experiment fundamentally. So you get to play with this, try it on, see how it feels, and then see the evolution of your experience while we're in our human, and see how that unfolds for you. So I hope you've had a great day, and I'll speak to you soon.